Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back for another video in our Journaling on a Budget series. And today I'm just going to show you how I quickly glue together my book pages the lazy way, or the easy way you might want to say. But originally I used to use glue sticks, which took forever, and it used a lot of glue stick. And then I went to, I didn't want to use just glue out of the bottle because I figured it would make it all lumpy. So I went to using a brush and my water glue. Now this water glue, I normally make my water glue for decoupage 2 glue to 1 water. For gluing the book pages together, I do it more like 3 glue to 1 water, just a little bit thicker, but you want it thin enough to spread. But what I would do is I had a nonstick mat, and I would put 1 page on the nonstick mat, and I would paint it, but you get glue all over the place. And then you'd stick another page on top and have to line it up good, and then put glue on it, and I usually would put 3 pages together. But there'd be glue all over, so then when I took this page off, then I'd have to wipe off that glue, or I'd get glue all over my other page, which could be a problem if you're going to ink or something, because if dried glue is on there, that's going to work as a resist, and so you're not going to get your ink where you want it. So then I was just playing yesterday, and I left my book together, and I do 3 pages at a time. So what I would do, I started out by just, I glued my book together a little bit. What I would do is I would just open the first page, glue this one, and then that would be kind of wet, and then I'd have to kind of like separate it and pull it up and then do the next one. So I found that it was easier, and you don't have to line them up this way either because they're already lined up. Just leave it on the spine, and this is a Reader's Digest book, so they work really well for this. And I use their covers all the time, so I always have a lot of Reader's Digest pages. But what I do is I just go to the 3rd page and just brush it on. Now what happens is I'm not going to get glue all over my mat because the book is up higher than what I am, I'm not going off the page onto what I'm sitting on. And then I just push this page down and it's all in line because my book is still stuck together. And then just go ahead and put some glue on that page. Make sure you get in your crease really good. Cover the whole thing because we're going to, cut these up to make tags or embellishments or something, and you don't want them to separate. And then just push that down really well, and then pick those 3 pages up and rip them off your book. And then what I usually do is I set it on my flat surface and just kind of spread it, flatten it out. And there we go, that one's done. And that's just how quick it is, and you don't get glue all over the place. Again, I go to the 3rd page because I like to, and it depends on how many. If you only want to do 2 pages together, then just go to the 2nd page. If you want to do 4, go to the 4th page, but it's easier to start at your last page because then when you fold your other page back, you can just fold it down and push it out and do the next one. And it just works really, really easy. So this is just a really quick, simple video, but I just wanted to show you because, I've been gluing book pages together for a while, and I just figured this out yesterday. So I'm not sure if anybody else has already figured it out or not. Whoops. But it just works so easy to do it this way, rather than trying to put glue all over the whole thing. Plus, if you use glue, when you go around and stuff, if you don't get it spread out well, then when you go to cut it out into something, wherever it wasn't glued together, that's going to separate a little bit. And, it can be a problem or possibly not a problem. But like I said, and, the way that I used to put it flat down on a piece of paper, and then my paper was all wet. Well, I used a nonstick mat really, but still my nonstick mat was wet, and I would have to have a wet paper towel, dry it off, or wipe it off, and then, continue. Then I have to get another wet paper towel, very shortly, because then my paper towel was all covered with glue. So this is just, and you just make sure you get right down in the spine. And make sure you get to the edges of the page. And it's just so quick and so easy. I don't know why I didn't think about it sooner, but that is how you do it. And then what happens is eventually on these Reader's Digest books, you start getting parts that stick up and they want to catch your page. So then I just go in and I just, pull those off and get them out of my way if they're catching on my pages when I go to rip my pages off. So I just wanted to show you that really quickly. That's just how quick you do it. And then I just set them out and let them dry. And then they become a nice thick. Now these ones I did late last night, so they're still not quite dry, but they're a nice thick. You can use them for tags or for all sorts of things, for pockets, because one piece of paper, unless you're going to layer it a lot with other papers, it's not thick enough really to make a tag or a pocket. So, but I did these last night in probably about 10-15 minutes, and I just think it works really well, so I thought I'd show you. Thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I hope this helps, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.